Well, Manikda or Satyajit Ray, fondly we used to call him Manikda, he knew too much. And everything in every aspect of cinema was absolutely under his grip. But he had started his career almost like an amateur. The first film where the cameraman was new, Bongshi Chandragupta had some experience rather, working in River and few other films. But otherwise they were all very enthusiastic amateurs. But I would say that, Subrata Mitra, Bongshi Chandragupta and Satyajit Ray behind is a kind of an alchemy, which is rare in any film unit. So right from the beginning, they were looking for a very, very realistic kind of sets, mostly in those realistic films. Pothirpachali mostly shot outdoors, except few scenes where set was built inside technician studio. But from Aparajito, the entire Horihar's Benares house or that compound was inside the studio. So it was a very, very calculative sort of design of light, sets, and surrounding, even costumes and other props, everything. Because, I remember I had a long discussion with Manikda and also with Subrata Mitra. What they did, they built the set first, second, third floor on a little platform. And from the top, because, in Benares, those houses inside the alleys are very dark and, dark and humid, had a humid feel. So he could create with bounce lighting from the ceiling, this atmosphere, and the set was looking so realistic. The shot when Oppu from the set goes out in the streets of Benares, absolutely seamless. So I think, there are so many examples. Of course, much later he created many historical period sets in Satranj Ki Khilari. And I've seen the notebook of Manikda's Lal or Kero Khata, those red book, where, each and every sets are designed by Ray. Of course, Bongshi Chandragupta had a great contribution, but he used to do a lot of homeworks, studying in many libraries, especially in national libraries and Asiatic societies. And he had drawn the colors of the interiors, costumes, and even the costumes of the British soldiers in minute detail. So that's fantastic. And of course, there are many other sets like Mahanagar or Charulata. Again, Charulata, the entire house was inside the studio. But another very striking set, I would say, is the set of Nayok. Nayok, the bogie, the vestibule coach, was a set. Bongshi Chandragupta consulted engineers from Eastern Railway and built the set, keeping the place for camera positioning, and there was back projection. In those days, back projection was not very, highly sophisticated, but Subrata Mitra created miracle. The entire film was shot inside the set, except some shots of Howrah Station or, some exterior shot where Uttam Kumar was standing on the platform. That's all. When the train enters Bardhaman station, just imagine, it was the station, the set of the station, part of the station, was on reverse trolley. And they pushed the trolley, so you get the illusion of the train entering into Bardhaman station. So this kind of technical perfection was apparent and so vivid in many of Ray's films. Really, and Nayok is extraordinary, and back projection, Subrata Mitra kept the exterior, means, the projection plate little overexposed. So that, because, when you shoot inside the train, exterior looks little overexposed. So that's why, it is looking so natural. And many other, even much later, in Joyba Phelunath, the Benares Ghat, that dramatic sequence was inside Indrapuri studio, I guess. Either Indrapuri or technicians, I don't remember. But, it was inside the set. So the light matching and the light matching and the tones of Benares Ghat and the set were again so seamless and perfect. So I think, with a small budget, Satyajit Ray had created a great example of how you can achieve best result even when your pocket is not very heavy, only with your intelligence, hard work and research. That's why, in Ray's film, you find it's like everything is like a musical composition. Even I think his scene sequences, his sequences is like, in a absolutely so musical. It starts like sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, it comes back in tonic. So it's complete. So actually Ray had a tremendous love for music. He himself said that my first passion is music. So everything is internally musical and very, very artistic in my opinion.